Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I totally messed up and forgot to film an intro for this video. I'm so sorry about that, but today we're going to be doing my weekly meal prep, and I did a lot of prepping today, so just keep on watching. Today I'm going to be starting with my lunches first, and I'm making my Hawaiian BBQ Chicken. I just did a collab video on this recipe last week, so I will also link it in the corner in case you guys want a more in-depth version. But I'm going to preheat my oven to 375, and I've got about 2 pounds of chicken breast because I'm making it for me and my husband this week. And I've got my baking dish ready, so I'm just going to open it up and I'm going to fillet them so they're a little bit thinner to make sure they get done in the oven, and then I'm going to go ahead and get them in the pan. So I'm pretty much doubling the recipe that I did last week. So I'm going to do the same thing I did in that video. I'm taking my G-Hue sugar-free barbecue sauce, and you can have up to 5 tablespoons of this for 0 points. So per serving, it's not going to add any points. And then I'm going to add pineapple slices, and these are in 100% pineapple juice, so these are also 0 points. I'm just going to go ahead and put 1 to 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce on each piece and 1 or 2 pineapple slices on each piece, and then we're going to get it into the oven. So in my recipe from last week, I added some provolone cheese on top of this, and that's the only points in the dish. I don't necessarily think the cheese is a must, but it was pretty good. But this week I was able to get thin provolone, so this is actually going to be only about 3 points per serving instead of 5. So I've got my oven at 375. We have some pineapples on here. It's looking very juicy, and it came out very moist last time. It was delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it, and we're going to have it covered in the oven for 25 minutes. Then I'm going to uncover it, and we'll add our cheese, and we'll put it in there for about an additional 10 to 15 minutes. And then that's going to be done. So now we're going to go ahead and get started on our dinners this week, which is going to be 2 ingredient dough pizzas. Before my pizza for dinner this week, I'm going to go ahead and spray just a little bit of olive oil on my pizza pan. We're going to take half a cup of the White Lily self-rising flour, which is 6 points, with half a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I am going to add a little bit of garlic powder since I'm specifically making pizza with it. It does add a little bit more of a pizza flavor. I already have this whole recipe added into my recipe builder, but basically all we're going to do is mix these two together until they form a dough. I know sometimes it bugs you guys if I don't use a cutting board, but with the 2 ingredient dough pizza, it's easier for me to flour it out on the countertop and everything, so forewarning you, there's no cutting board here. Once the dough forms, we will put it on the countertop with a little sprinkle of extra flour, and we will knead it a little bit until it's a good texture. Then we're going to get it on the pan. I like to put mine in the oven for just a little bit before I add my toppings. So my oven's on 375 with the chicken in it, and I'll just add my pizza dish on a separate shelf. So if you guys have never made 2 ingredient dough before, it is definitely a messy task, but it usually turns out pretty good. So I like a thin crust. It doesn't bother me at all, so I just stretch that out until it is kind of meeting the edges, and as you can see, it's definitely pretty thin. which doesn't bother me. So before I stick this in the oven, I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit more garlic powder. And I'm gonna spray some of my parquet butter on the edges mostly. And that will help them crisp up more like a crust. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop it in the oven. I'm just gonna watch it. I think it's usually about 5 minutes until it just starts to form a little bit. And then I will get it out and add the toppings. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and make another ball of dough. My chicken is done with the 25 minutes, so I am going to check the temperature on it really quick, and then I'm gonna add about 2 slices, 1 to 2 slices per chicken breast of the thin sliced provolone, and 2 slices of this is 3 points. So any piece that has 1 slice will only be a 1-point lunch, and the pieces that have 2 slices will be a 3-point lunch. I'm realizing now that once this cheese melts, I'm not really going to be able to tell which pieces have 1 or 2. I may just end up counting them all as 3 points. Either way, none of them have more than 2 whole pieces of cheese per serving. So it's not going to be any more than 3 points, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. It's still at 375, and I'm going to do about 10 to 15 more minutes. I'm going to check it at 10 and see. So it also looks like my pizza dough has firmed up a little bit. So in just a second, we will start adding the toppings to that. For my pizza sauce, I'm using the Prego lower calorie, and I'm gonna start out with 1/4 cup. I don't have to have a whole lot of sauce, but I did give myself room to have 1/2 cup. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and add the other 1/4 cup on there. I love having bacon on my pizza, so this morning we actually made some bacon for brunch, and I've been introduced to air fryer bacon thanks to you guys in the comments. This is the Appleton Farms center cut bacon from Aldi. 2 slices is 1 point and 4 slices is 2 points. I'm going to be adding 4 slices to each of my pizzas. To make this in the air fryer, all we do is put it on 350 for about 10 minutes, and it turns out really good and chewy in the center but crunchy on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and add this onto my pizza. I also have these onions and peppers sitting in my fridge that I don't plan on using for anything else. So I don't really want any peppers on it, but some of them may get on there. It's not a big deal. But I'm just going to put some of this on, and then I'm going to put 1/4 cup each of Velveeta Shreds Original and Velveeta Shreds Mozzarella. And then we're going to stick it in the oven just until the cheese melts. While I'm waiting on that, I'm gonna go ahead and work on some vegetables and some of my snacks and stuff through the week. We like to have lettuce already chopped up if we have a sandwich, or maybe we just want to have a random salad through the week. I'm also going to get some of my broccoli chopped up, and I'm gonna be having some of the non-fat plain Greek yogurt ranch dip. So I'm going to take probably about 1/2 cup of yogurt and mix in most of this packet of ranch so that I have a good 0-point ranch dip I can use with my broccoli for snacks. I'm also going to pack up 1 teaspoon of mini chocolate chips for 1-point snack through the week. Thank you guys so much last week for telling me in the comments all the things that you like to get your chocolate fixed. I really appreciated that. This is working pretty good for me right now. I feel like I'm getting a lot when I'm really not, and it's really low points and it's not sugar free. So I'm really liking it, and I think I'm gonna do it again this week, and then we will see. With my chicken for lunch, I'm also going to have some Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to go ahead and wash and cut these up, and then I will get those into a pan. I'm gonna go ahead and start on my breakfast sandwiches. Now you guys have probably seen me make these before. I have some of the Loaf and Fresh English muffins from Aldi. These are pre-cut and they are 3 points each. I actually like to bake my eggs for this, and then I just cut them out with a cup. If you've seen me do it before, then you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna put about 7 eggs probably in here so that I have a good enough layer to cut out for this week. I usually do add a splash of milk. It's not enough to add any points per serving, just a little bit to help them fluff up. And then on the stove, I'll be heating up some of the Jones Farm Canadian bacon to put on my sandwiches. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. And I also have my second pizza in the oven. I decided to go ahead and make it. That way I can just heat it up in the air fryer throughout the week. Now that I've got it all mixed together, I'm going to go ahead and get it into the oven at 350 with my pizza. So total today, it has been about 2 hours of meal prep, which if you normally watch me, that is more than usual, but I have breakfast, lunch, dinner prepped, as well as snacks for in between. So it's really not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. Plus, filming does slow me down a little bit, so keep that in mind. But my eggs are done now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them out. This, the mouth of this glass is the exact size of the English muffins, so it always works out really good. My second pizza is also done. My Brussels sprouts are cooking, and I'm about to start packing everything up. So the cheese on these is the Velveeta slices, and this is 1 point per slice. And as you guys saw, the bacon is the Jones Farm Canadian bacon. You can have 1 slice of that for 0 points. So this whole breakfast sandwich would be 4 points, 3 for the muffin and 1 for the cheese. I like to store these in the freezer, and you can keep them in there for about a month. I've never had any go bad on me because I usually eat them before that. But this is enough for a week. So I will store just a couple of them in the fridge, and then you can just get them out and heat them up. Or you can put them in the freezer. If you put them in the freezer, you can get them out overnight, or you can get them out that morning. I haven't had a problem either way. And then you heat them up for about a minute, give or take, depending on your microwave, and they are delicious, super easy to take on the go, and just really convenient. So I'm going to go ahead and get these wrapped up and put away. I am done with meal prep. So you guys usually ask for a reminder about the points, so I'm going to go ahead and just go over what a normal day would be like. So I have for breakfast a 4-point breakfast sandwich. Snacks, I have a 1-point string cheese from Aldi, some unsweetened applesauce for 0. I also have my little set that I'm going to be using my ranch with. So I have 16 mini pretzels for 2 points, broccoli and tomatoes with my 0-point dip, and I also have 1 Smart Point worth of chocolate chips. For lunch, I'm having 3 points worth of the Hawaiian BBQ Chicken, and I'm just going to count each serving as 3 points since most of them did have the full 2 pieces, and I also have some Brussels sprouts in there with that. And then I have apples for snack. I have the rest of my snack prep back there. I have lots of those lunches ready, enough for me and for my husband's majority of the week. And then for dinners, I'm going to be having my 2-ingredient dough bacon cheese pizza with onions. It is really good, and I'm hoping it's going to heat up well in the air fryer. So 2 slices of this is 4 points. My camera died, but as I was saying, I have my 2-ingredient dough pizza. This is 2 points per slice, and I do have it in my recipe builder on the WW app. And on the side, I'm going to be having just a little side salad with it, and I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon for 1 point of the Olive Garden light Italian dressing. I really love this dressing. So there's an overview of what a full day of eating would look like and the point values. As always, let me know if you have any questions. I hope this inspires you to do some meal prep of your own. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.